defeating cancel culture is not a difficult thing. It seems like a difficult thing because it's come for so many different people. And so many of those people bend over and apologize because those people, a lot of these Hollywood people that it comes for, have a lot to hide. And they can't really stand up to cancel culture because the moment that it comes for them, they have so much that they have been hiding and so many skeletons in their closet that they can't actually stand up to it. But when cancel culture comes for real, authentic people, all they have to do is reject it. All they have to do is tell you to go F yourself. And that is what we are seeing from a select few people that I believe are going to change the course of the culture and cancel culture in general, because cancel culture is only as powerful as you allow it to be. So if you're a Hollywood nut job that spent all of your time virtue signaling and pretending that you're this moral superiority, some wonderful person, and calling out everyone else and trying to pretend like everyone else is a terrible person, eventually when cancel culture comes for you, you're probably going to have to bend the knee to it because you have so much to hide because you've been projecting so much. But now we see it coming for people like Dave Chappelle, Dave Portnoy, Gina Carano, and others. And these people are standing up against it because they don't have anything to hide. Cancel culture is only as powerful as you allow it to be. Do not apologize to these freaks on Twitter. Do not apologize. Do not pander. Do not bend the knee. End of discussion. You have Dave Chappelle here who says, fuck everything they say. Dave Chappelle doesn't back down, says, let's bring the culture back together. I 100% agree with this. There is so much nonsense surrounding the Dave Chappelle situation because of these activists that are trying everything they can do to silence the voice of a black man just because they don't agree with him. The same people that are telling you how everyone else is a racist and a sexist are now trying to silence the voice of a black man. I want you to think about that. We also have Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy fires back over these allegations, these ridiculous allegations from Business Insider. And if you followed the story, you would know how insane this story is. Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy went on an online rant Thursday slamming Business Insider for an explosive slander piece alleging abusive stuff in his past. Portnoy, 44, claimed that he and not the women interviewed by the outlet was the victim during the bizarre Facebook live broadcast. There was nothing bizarre about it, New York Post. There was nothing bizarre about it. Dave Portnoy did a fantastic job in that entire live stream, and he destroyed all of the ridiculous allegations being thrown his way. And it says here, even though that he was never accused of that very thing, it was heavily implied. I mean, very much heavily implied in that entire situation. But if you read it, it's like girls running away. Dave won't stop. That's that word, he said. I've said this from the top. I don't care how many times a girl says yes before. If at any point she says no, stop, and you don't stop, that's that. And he says, and he's never done that, and he never would do that. And if you look at everything Dave has said, he has absolutely proven that this is all a slanderous hit piece. That's all it is. Now we have another person we want to talk about is Gina Carano. Gina Carano is doing a great job of countering cancel culture. She was never going to bend the knee. And here you have a picture of her on the set of her latest film with the Daily Wire, which I'm very much looking forward to. And we love Gina Carano, and I love everything about what she's done. And I love how people now are upset because people are talking about politics in the entertainment industry. You're the ones that continued to want to elevate actors based on their left-wing politics. I have said many times, I don't want actors talking about the politics at all. I don't care about their politics. I don't care about any of their politics. But once we started to see everything break down at Lucasfilm and how we saw a bunch of left-wing activists at Lucasfilm trashing the fans based on the fans' politics that they disagreed with them, once we saw that happen, I kept asking questions, and I kept saying, there's only two scenarios here, and neither one of these work out for Lucasfilm. This was prior to Gina Carano speaking out. I said at Lucasfilm, we have nothing but activist left-wing employees speaking out against politics. So it's clear that Lucasfilm allows their employees to speak out about political issues. So if there is the ability to speak out about your political opinions at Lucasfilm, why do we never hear anyone at Lucasfilm with a different political opinion? Why do we never hear that? We've never heard someone at Lucasfilm speak out about anything that goes against the left-wing narrative. So I said that gives you one of two answers, and neither one of them are favorable. One, there's no one at Lucasfilm that has any different political opinions. That's not a good thing. Or two, the people at Lucasfilm were scared to speak out again about their political opinions in fear of backlash. Again, not a good answer. Then we saw Gina Carano, who clearly did not line up with the left-wing narrative. Although the things that she said were never that bad, they were manipulated and twisted by the media and by left-wing activists. But if you actually look at what she said and what she posted, she didn't say anything that was necessarily wrong or that radical at all. But if you listen to the left-wing narrative, they want to spin it into oblivion because she simply disagreed, therefore she's dangerous. But once she started speaking out, I said, okay, if they're going to let Gina have her opinions, and we've already seen the left-wing side of Lucasfilm, but if Gina's going to be allowed to have her opinions and she's part of Lucasfilm, I have to at least accept it for what it is, because like I said, if one person can say their political opinions, all should be able to. And so if it's an even playing field, it's an even playing field. Maybe more people will speak out now that Gina's talking about how she feels. But guess what? That didn't happen because Lucasfilm fired her, publicly fired and shamed her because of her political opinion. That's it. That's it. So at that point in time, that's when I realized it's never going to get better in Hollywood. Hollywood is a terrible place full of terrible people. So that's where we are. But we have people standing up against counterculture or cancel culture. They are countering cancel culture. And that is a beautiful thing. And we have to continue to support these people. And again, realize that if you have nothing to hide, if you don't have skeletons in your closet, if you haven't been virtue signaling, if you haven't been pushing false narratives, if you haven't been saying everyone else in the world is terrible, just so you can cover up all of your sins, then when cancel culture comes for you, all you have to do is tell them to go fuck themselves. And there's nothing they can do. That's what Dave Portnoy is doing. That's what Dave Chappelle is doing. That's what Gina Carano is doing. And that's what so many other people have to realize. If you're not a phony, if you're not a fraud, and if you don't have anything to hide, cancel culture can't do anything to you. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video, and we will talk to you later.